Alright, it's recording. Alright, so a quick little intro on stretching. I'm going to do mainly just the lower body. Pretty much starting with the hamstrings. Okay, so putting them on the ground, supine is going to be the easiest spot for you to do it. It's probably only be your only real spot to do it. So I want to extend one leg out, whichever one I'm not going to stretch out. Okay, I want to make sure that one stays down. Okay, so I can hold it out with one hand. I can put my leg lightly on it, just kind of keep it straight. Okay, and then this leg, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand on the heel, okay, or on the just on the Achilles area, whichever one's preferable. Next hand's going to be on the knee, keeping that knee in full extension. And then from there, I'm going to take it her all the way back into hip flexion until she says when or I see a facial grimace.
Okay. Oh, that's my calves up.
Okay. Better?
Yeah.
So because she feels more in her calves, because her calves are really tight, I just took my hand off of her heel to allow her foot to go in a little bit of plantar flexion.
I don't feel like my hamstrings, that's still my calf. Still my calf.
Well, it's your calf.
Okay, it's my calf then.
Okay.
It's calf stretch.
And then from there, because her calves are really tight, okay, or the gastrocnemius, okay, right here, I can just take her foot back like that.
Yep. That's stretch.
It's more preferable if she actually is on like a slant board or standing up and does this to herself. Because there's no way someone can stretch me out like this. My calves are just too big and tight for someone to just put pressure on my toes and do that.
I'm just puny and weak.
Next one you can do is like get the glutes. It's the same thing right here, and it's got pretty much knee to chest.
Okay. I don't feel it in my glutes though.
Where do you feel it?
I just feel a lot of pinching in my hip flexors.
Yeah, there you go. I preferably do one hip flexor versus doing both. One issue with both is if you do both, a lot of time you're just going to get into some kind of lumbar flexion. And then you're going to stretch out mainly just like the lower back. Next one I'm going to do is the hip rotators. Okay, so in this position, I'm going to mainly be on this side, but since the camera's coming in from that way, I'm going to be below. I want the knee directly over the hip in 90 degrees of hip and knee flexion. And then I'm going to take her into hip external rotation.
That feels good.
Which stretches the internal rotators.
You can go a little more. Okay, right there.
Next, I'm going to do is the exact opposite. So again, knee over the hip. Okay, stabilize there. I'm going to take her in hip internal rotation, stretching the external rotators.
Okay, do it more. Oh.
All right, next roll over.
Yeah, to make it even.
I will want to. And the last one I get is going to be the quadricep stretch. Okay, for this, they're laying prone. I'm going to put pressure just on the PSIS, just above the glutes. Okay, just going to keep that hip down on the ground. And then I'm just going to bend the knee. Right there? Right there?
I don't even go any farther.
Do you feel a stretch?
Mm-hmm.
If they are really flexible in this area, what you can do is you can put your thigh, your foot underneath the quad, and elevate that. Still put pressure on the PSIS, just above the glute, and then you take the heel back.
Okay.
And that is most of the lower body in a nutshell.